Good afternoon. I'd like in this video to hone in on one very disturbing, not just incident, but part of the history in the Lord's recovery, specifically in the city of Fairborn, Ohio. And the reason I bring this up now is partly because I received more messages recently related to what happened in Fairborn, Ohio, and this has never been publicly addressed and or addressed in the church community in which this took place, and the church being the body of Christ, but the community is specifically the local churches, the Lord's recovery. We all know that we're interrelated, and brothers who, quote, dealt with that situation were from other parts of the United States, including Texas, Washington, California. And so I believe that and we have friends, pretty much anyone who grew up in, quote, the Lord's recovery has friends in that locality, that city. And so I would like to address what I know, and anyone who knows more, I would love to get to the bottom of what happened there in response, especially to the alleged crimes. But I know of multiple victims, and I know of firsthand witnesses who spoke with victims. So this occurred, probably over, it's been over 10 years now. Actually, my son was at a 6th grade conference when my daughter was in a wedding where the brother officiated the wedding, who is the one that is the primary criminal in this, or at least alleged criminal because of our judicial system. So let's see, that would have been at least 13 years ago that he was still completely in function, marrying my sister-in-law to her now husband. And he's the one that matched them up, and he was very inappropriate with my sister-in-law before she got married. So this brother's name is Robbie, and he was an elder in Fairborn, Ohio. And he drugged and molested multiple brothers in the brother's house or houses on multiple occasions, probably on many, many occasions. But I don't have all the facts, but I do know on multiple occasions he drugged and sexually molested brothers. He spent many nights there at the brother's house, and he preyed on the brothers. He was an elder in the church. He also committed a lot of financial crime related to using the financial offerings of the believers, the Christians in his community, for his lavish lifestyle, for lavish travels. And so, I, in going through my situation where I was being treated, and still am being treated abusively, I was told by an elder here in LA that if anything violates a law, go straight to the legal authorities, full stop. So I would like to know those who were involved. Benson Phillips is now with the Lord. Minoru Chen, you were involved. I know that my father-in-law, Willie Wise, you were very aware, because some of what I know from the situation is from your wife, my mother-in-law, who now neither of you speak with me. But anyway, I know from other sources as well, though, that corroborate what I was told. So I would like to know, did Robbie go to jail? And were the victims ever properly, ever cared for properly? Spirit, soul, and body. I know for sure when one member suffers, the whole body suffers. And not knowing what happens to these perpetrators of crime hurts the body. cover-ups sometimes are worse than the actual crimes, although I believe in this case the crimes themselves are awful. I know in this case the crimes are awful. So as a victim of Philip Lee's molestation in 1987, I would like to speak on behalf of other victims who may have been treated like me, where nothing has been done, nothing has been addressed. And if there are any victims in Fairborn, Ohio, or anywhere in the world, any victims of Robbie Robinson, there are many Robbie Robinsons, by the way, on the internet. So, but I believe that is the name he went by as the elder in Fairborn, Ohio, in the years of the 90s and into the into the teens or 2000s. So, yeah, at least 2013 or so. But I'm not sure exactly when all this came to a head. I can check in my emails, but others know out there. And I would like for there to be corroboration on this and to hold whoever's involved accountable. The local churches, if you don't have any international or universal network, then whoever was involved as responsible ones in, quote, the Lord's recovery for how Fairborn, Ohio's trauma was handled. That is not just limited to one city, but the damage extends to the whole body of Christ. I just listened to the segment that is at the beginning of this video and just want to add the question of what would you do if you knew your college-age son was drugged and molested by an elder in his church? Whatever you would do, let's do it for these brothers who now, many of them are married, many of them have children, but the trauma does not just go away. The evil must encounter light. The darkness has to be exposed. The evil works of darkness, the fruitless works of darkness must be exposed. And I will keep using any resources I have to seek justice, righteousness in any environment in which I find injustice and unrighteousness, but especially in any environment that calls themselves a or the church. Thank you.